Hi, I'm Christine Carter.
And I'm Lindsay Reed-Mains.
And this is a video series brought to you by the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley, which aims to give parents tips for raising happy kids and for being happier themselves.
So, Christine, we looked at the real bedtime habits of my family and how they are not as functional, to put it mildly, as they could be. And you and I have worked together to come up with this ideal schedule. And I love it on paper, but I don't know how to make it work.
Okay, so the first thing that I want you to think about is starting really small. And this habit tracker is something that will help you do that. So the first thing that I want you to do, you write your overall goal on the top, new dinner bedtime routine, and then break it down. So if we've learned anything from all the science about starting a new habit or about change, it's that for most people, we need to break change down into very, very small steps. I know this isn't going to sit very well with you, that you're going to want to do it all at once, but that when we take change incrementally, we tend to be more successful.
That's okay. I want to think about what the small step would be. So if we're talking about the big problem, is, it seems in my house, is that dinner starts too late because I don't have a plan.
Right.
So maybe my first step would be planning dinner ahead and getting the groceries ahead of time.
Okay, so instead of taking on that entire new routine that we came up with, your goal for the whole week is to just make sure 24 hours in advance your dinners are planned. So you write that down for your first turtle step, you check them off when you do it, you put this in a public place so your kids and your husband and anybody who's around can help keep you accountable for this week. What you're working on is planning ahead for your meals. Now, should you not be able to do this, if you miss, say, more than 2 days in a row, you need to make it even easier for yourself.
So like order pizza on Tuesday night.
Right, and that's a plan.
All right.
Okay.
So it's good to plan for a little bit of failure and have it built in, but let's move on to the second step.
The next turtle step you have is, say, checking your email at 4:45 and then turning your computer off. So you just work on one tiny little thing at a time. And the reason that we do that is that our self-discipline is very much like a muscle. So if you were just going to start weightlifting for the first time, you wouldn't go and lift the heaviest weight, just like you don't want to go and try and implement this entire new routine all at once. Because you give up easier. Most people give up easier when they take on more than they can handle. Now, there's great news in that these new habits tend to snowball a little bit, because when you're gaining strength in your self-discipline in one arena, it tends to transfer to other arenas as well. So just because you're really focusing on turning your computer off at 5:15 or planning a meal or whatever your turtle step for the week is, that doesn't mean that you aren't going to get through some or even all of your routine. It's just that you're putting your energy into just working one thing at a time. So I always say it's so much better to just have very, very slow incremental progress and end up with a routine you're happy with or a change that you're happy with at the end of a longer period of time, rather than starting off really gung-ho but having kind of a spectacular failure early on.
Well, I do tend to really like big change, but then it's not sustainable. So I like the concreteness of the habit tracker and how it breaks it down, and maybe this is the way for me to create a new habit that'll actually stick.
Great. Well, thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you, Christine.